So my chives have been in blossom for a while now, and I was wondering if there was anything I could do with the blossoms, if they were edible. Well, I knew they're probably edible because chives are edible, but I found a recipe for chive blossom vinegar, so that's what we're going to make today. I'm going to cut 1 cup of these lovely blossoms and 1/4 cup of green chives. So you can see I've assembled my ingredients here. So what we need for this recipe is we need 1 cup of chive blossoms. Now a cup, if you don't use measuring cups, is 250 ml. So you could just use one of these, a measuring cup, and just fill it up to 250 ml and you'll have the right amount. So we've got our cup of blossoms. We have 1/4 cup of actual chives, which I've chopped up. It's smelling very, very oniony in here right now. It smells divine. And the recipe that I'm using says 1.5 cups of vinegar. I'm using just white vinegar that I buy in bulk from Amazon. I'm having trouble with my camera today, so I apologise. So just white vinegar that you can buy anywhere. This is just 5% acidity spirit vinegar, which is for vinegars for pickling. It's absolutely fine. I use it for everything, cleaning, all sorts, getting rust off chrome bicycles, as you'll see later. So what we're going to do, we're going to infuse this vinegar with these two. So first of all, we're going to lightly crush the flowers with our pestle and mortar here, just to get the flavour out of them. We're going to give them a little bit of a squish. If you don't have a pestle and mortar, you could use anything for this. You could just use a spoon or the end of a wooden spoon or something, you know, the other end. There we go, just give them a little bit of a squish. So we want to get the flavour and the colour out, because this is going to be very pretty when it's done. It's going to be kind of like a pinky purple type vinegar. So I think that's probably enough. Already got my vinegar in here. I apologise if you can hear my cat eating in the background. He's a very noisy eater. So we're going to just put these straight into here very carefully. There we go. In we go. Oops. And then we're just going to add the chopped chives that I've put in here. Okay, in we go. So this is 1/4 cup of chives. So it's 1/4 of whatever 250 ml is. You can do the maths and write that for me in the comments. So I'm going to put those in. There we go. All right. And now we're just going to give it a bit of a stir, make sure everything's in the vinegar. Now the good thing about vinegar is because it has antibacterial properties and antiviral properties, you don't actually have to sterilise the jar beforehand, because the vinegar will basically do it for you. Nothing's going to grow on vinegar. Okay, that's all in there. Lovely stuff. Very messy. Okay. A bit off there. I don't like to waste anything. So, stuck to my finger. Right, so we're going to put the lid on here. This is a kilner jar. It's for canning. And then, because we need to leave it for 2 weeks, I'm doing just the infusion method, where you literally just leave it at room temperature for 2 weeks. I'm going to put it on my dresser. I'm going to put a label on here so I know the date that I made this up, so I'll know when to strain it. So after 2 weeks I'm going to strain it and put it in a suitable container, and I might actually gift some to one of our friends. Do you want to go out, Bedford? Yeah, I just need to let the cat out. 1 second. So I wanted to give you some ideas of what you can put it in when it's finished infusing in 2 weeks' time. I have one of these bottles, a lovely glass bottle with a cork lid, which is absolutely ideal. It came with salt in. This is how I buy my salt. This is Himalayan black salt, which tastes a bit eggy. It's delicious. Favourite of vegans. This is actually available from Pound Stretcher very cheaply. It's only a couple of pounds. It's a very good way of not only getting very snazzy salt, because they do all kinds of really nice high quality salts like pink salt, but then you get this gorgeous jar as well afterwards, this bottle that you can use for all sorts of things. Another thing I have here is an empty sauce bottle. I think this was organic ketchup or something like that. That would be ideal as well to put it in. Or you can be a little bit more fancy and have one of these lovely drizzlers. Now this actually has soy sauce in the bottom. There's a little bit in there. Obviously I would clean that out if I was going to use that one, but that's my soy sauce bottle, so I might invest in another couple of these. But again, they're not very expensive. I bought a pair of these for, I think, under £5 on eBay, but certainly you can find them in small hardware stores. They're very good. Or you can go old school and just have a chip shop vinegar bottle. Why not have it full of pink chive vinegar? I think that would be absolutely awesome. I'm actually tempted to get one of those. These are very cheap. I think I got this on Amazon or eBay for just a couple of pounds. Again, you can find them in local hardware stores as well, very, very cheaply, or maybe in Poundland, Pound Stretcher, that kind of place. So it's not expensive to do. This is a very, very cheap recipe to make. All you need is your own vinegar, which is very cheap to buy. I get this one off Amazon for about £5 or £6. There's 5 litres in there, so it goes a very long way. This jar I didn't actually pay for. Somebody was giving them away on Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app, so I popped round to their house and relieved them of all of their kiln jars that they didn't want anymore because they'd given up canning. They used to make jam and they were a little bit elderly and just wanted them out the house and wanted somebody to have the use of them. So in 2 weeks' time I'll be straining this, probably through a muslin or something, just to get all of the bits out, make sure there's none left, and we should have some beautiful pink chive vinegar. So please let me know in the comments if this is a recipe that you've made before, if it's something you're going to try, and whether you enjoyed the taste and the results. Please remember to subscribe. I'll see you soon.